everybody, and welcome back to Two Mates and a Mic, back again for another episode. It's beautiful. Now, for anyone that's looking, we are in two different destinations or environments that you might not have recognised from me and Toby, because actually, we're both away this week. I didn't know Toby was away, but Toby, where have you been?
Yeah, so I am currently at my parents' up in Lincolnshire. So this was a very last minute trip. Me and Grace decided yesterday afternoon that we'd just come up and visit for a couple of days. So yeah, we literally got in the car yesterday afternoon, drove up 4.5 hours later, up in Lincolnshire. So yeah, visiting them. And David, where are you?
Well, I'm just about to say the grind never stops for us, does it? Like we've literally,
No.
I've done a podcast at my mum's, and now you've done a podcast at your dad's.
Yeah,
Well, my mum and dad's.
And this is the thing, is like, I said to him, I was like, look, I was meant to record with David on Thursday, but I was obviously travelling, so we've agreed to do it on Friday, and they were like, look, the pod doesn't stop. The pod has to carry on. So if we talk about respecting the hustle, like, I think parents definitely getting on side and are getting the number one fandom in there, so they respect that. They respect that.
Have your parents subscribed, unlike my mum?
Well, this is a whole thing, right?
No.
And to be fair, I'm glad you reminded me because I would have forgot to say this. Last night, we were sitting watching telly. We were watching football, actually. Swindon were playing on telly.
Nice.
So we were sat watching that, and I was talking to them about the podcast. And then my mum was like, "Oh, I'd really want to watch it. Like, I'd really want to. I've seen good things. Like, I see you on Instagram, and I see that, and I was like, I need to listen to it, and I need to watch it." And I was like, "Have you not then?" And she was like, "Well, no." And I was like, okay. I was like, do you want to watch it or do you want to listen to it? And she was like, oh, well, I wouldn't mind listening to it. Oh, but I do want to see you in it, so I want to watch you. I was like, okay. So I spent probably about 15 minutes putting my mum on YouTube because she doesn't have a YouTube account. So I got my mum on YouTube and I went, there you go, you're now subscribed to Two Mates and a Mic. And she was like, oh, good. And she was like, and how will I know when your podcasts are out? And I was like, you'll see on Instagram. And she was like, I definitely follow you on Instagram. So I went on her Instagram. She didn't follow us at all. So
she follows you, but not...
Yeah, but not the pod. So I went, oh, cheeky little follow there. And then my dad was like, oh, I want to watch you as well. And I went, okay, just subscribe on YouTube then. And he's like, oh, but I don't want to watch on YouTube. I want to watch on Spotify. I was like, no, Spotify's for listening. And he went, oh no, but I want to watch you. But I want to watch you on Spotify. I was like, no, Spotify is for listening. YouTube is for watching. So if you want to watch on YouTube. And he was like, no, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna watch on Spotify.
You don't want to see our ugly mugs on the screen.
No, I mean, I don't blame him, to be fair. I do not blame him. But no, that was my ordeal with sorting that out. So Mum is now subscribed. Dad's still listening on Spotify.
So shout out to the Scots in the house. Shout
out to them. Yeah, there'll be a whole horde of them watching because I'm sure my nan will be watching or listening as well. So we're getting them rallied up and behind the pod.
It's so good. It's so good. I love hearing stories like that. My mum, bless her, she's continuously trying to like subscribe, but she doesn't understand it at all. But
no,
the grind never stops for the podcast. Well, no. Yeah, you asked me where I am. Well, we said this last week. And we have internet.
Get in.
So I am on P&O Cruises at the moment. We have just literally about to finish our last day today on this cruise, and then we go on for another one. We've been to Rotterdam. We've been to Hamburg, where I went into the Hamburg football shop, which was beautiful. And then we are today in Zeebrugge, or as I like to call it, Skegness 2.0.
Oh, the Skeggy of Europe, is it?
It's the Skeggy of Europe. It's crazy.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's been beautiful, mate. And like the people on the ship they're just amazing. They get so behind the show and what it is and the people you are. It's just a beautiful thing of like that life of when you're walking around the ship and people are constantly coming up to you and just saying that they love the show, they love what you do and the message, and want to know more about it. And it's stunning, like it really is. And like sometimes you get parents that come up and go, "Oh, sorry, we don't want to disturb you," and you go, "No, we want to be disturbed. We're on the ship the same as you. Like we want to talk to you guys. We want to talk about the message of what the Animal Guys is as a company." And yeah, mate, it's been simply beautiful. Yeah, I'm in my world. We did the podcast. And this morning we woke up at 9 o'clock, well, about 9 o'clock, and the guest drill was going off, and we went, "Oh no, I've got a podcast today, not again, not again." And so the last hour, it's been emergent. When it's out of guest drill, it's just like a practice that the crew do, like every couple of weeks to so everyone knows what they're doing should anything happen in the future. And so it was literally the last hour. It's been loads of different things kicking off and things going on, and I was just going, "Please not on the pod, please not on the pod, please not on the pod." But we have had clearance that hopefully there should be no more announcements, and that's a good thing.
That is the positive.
Actually, funny enough, in the show that we just did, we were on stage performing, and we were about a quarter of the way through, and all of a sudden we're delivering our lines, and then all of a sudden we hear, and then it's suddenly, "This is your captain speaking," blah blah blah. We're like right in the middle of the show, and we're just standing there like this, and the whole audience are absolutely howling with laughter, just because they're like, "In what world would this ever happen?" And we're just standing there like, right, still going on, still going, and this was literally up for a good 2 minutes of the show. Just us standing there listening to the announcement, and every time we went, "Right, okay, let's try and speak over," you can't.
No. So what do you have to do in things like that? Do you just have to stop and let the announcement happen and then carry on?
For anyone that's ever seen the Animal Guys, it's a beautiful show, but we're very real, and it's not an act. The people are the people. Like, I walk on stage as David, the other people, my boss Craig walks on stage as Craig. That's the beauty of what we do. In any other show, if that happened, it would probably be show stop and let's move on. But with what we do, we can embrace those mistakes that happen on stage and run with it. So I've always said this in any show, and obviously show stops happen, don't they? But and they need to happen at points. But I always feel like sometimes you lose a bit of that engrossment when these things happen. So if we can plow on, we plow on, unless it's dangerous. You know what I mean? But for something like that, when it's like, we're just going to work with it, and it was beautiful, and the audience were howling with laughter, and that's the main thing. If you can turn something that wasn't meant to be happening into literally a show still, and then create that environment, then it's that amazing thing. But yeah, it's been another beautiful week, and yeah, we're off to the fjords next week. We're off to Norway.
Ooh, nice.
So very, very excited. Very, very excited for that. But have you enjoyed your half term, Toby? You've had a week off.
I have. So I'm just the first week is just coming to an end now. And for those listen, we're filming this on Friday, so for everyone listening, happy Easter.
Yes, it
is now
Easter.
weekend.
Yes.
So happy Easter, everyone. Hope your weekends are filled with chocolate and all that loveliness. But yeah, so it's been quite a chill one, to be fair. Not really done that much. I've just taken this week as a reset because next week I'm very, very busy.
Really?
I'm obviously so I've got some quizzes and karaoke still going on. I am going to eventually film a Mates on the Move, and I've decided where I'm going to go. So I've taken the recommendations of everyone watching and listening and who follow us on Instagram and Facebook and things like that. So if you have sent a recommendation in, thank you. Some of them thought I had an unlimited budget because they were very far away. So thanks to Dan, who suggested Newcastle. I read it and I was like, on what budget does he think I am going to Newcastle? But no, I selected.
On those ones. It's
Yeah.
just Toby on his own. We can't expect him to go all the way to Newcastle, bless him.
No, we'll have a look. And there were some suggestions that me and Dave, I spoke to David about it, and I was like, look, these are the suggestions I've got. We spoke about what would be good, what would work in the future. So if you suggested something, that will go in a little Mates on the Move bank for a later episode. Like I know there was Adele who suggested a musical. That is something that we'd like to do
You know
together.
Adele?
Huh? Adele?
You know
Not
Adele?
the singer. Not the singer.
That was a name drop, Toby. That was like, what?
No, not the singer. It's
Adele is sliding in. If you haven't subscribed already, Adele has subscribed
Adele.
to Two Mates and a Mic.
There you go. You heard it here first.
That was like the most
Oh,
casual name drop I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, just
I wish.
yeah,
I
we've had
wish I knew it.
Dan and Lewis and Jacob and Adele and
Yeah.
what?
honestly, but yeah. But a musical is something that we'd like to do together. I think.
Yeah.
You know, especially since we've done the musical episode, and if you've not listened or watched that, go ahead and watch it. Very interesting. But yeah, I will reveal all. Not yet. I'll do it in the episode. Because it'd be very interesting. However, next week I'm going to do that. I've also got a little tiny summer job for 2 days.
Okay.
So I'm going to work as a camp manager for a company called Code Camp.
Nice.
Who run like holiday coding camps for like primary age children and things like that. So I will oversee the running of that camp for 2 days, next Wednesday and Thursday. So be very busy next week, but very exciting.
Lots of
So,
things,
yeah.
mate. Lots of things.
I don't like making stuff easy for me. That's the thing, and that's what I've realised.
Yeah.
The thing is, I could have taken this 2 weeks as a really nice chill reset, do nothing, put my feet up, have a relax. But instead, I'm going to my parents. I'm doing
Shout
all
out
this
the
work.
Scots. They're listening.
Shout
Still
out
going.
to the Scots. Gotta love them.
Still in the earpods.
Yeah. Eventually subscribed.
It's crazy, mate, because I was literally looking like this has been the countdown to this year has been. I mean, we've both got the busiest year ever at the moment. We do, but I feel like we're into that now. Like I always felt like January, February, even summer, March was a bit. Let's just get casually in, and now I feel like we've hit like this. Wow, roller coaster and things like that. And like, there's even things going on. Do you know what? This is what the crazy thing was. I was actually like watching, grazing over the football, the England game, the friendlies.
Yeah.
And it's even things like that. What's going over my head completely is the fact that we have a World Cup this year.
It's crazy to think about that because I think it's all from now until the end of the year. I think it's going to go so quickly.
Man,
because if you think from now, like in a month, we've got my stag do.
Yes.
Then the month after that, we've got your stag do. And then it's going to be July, where we've got World Cup and all that stuff going on. Then it's going to be August, my wedding. Then it's going to be September, your wedding. And then it's just, I think it's going to fly by for this. The rest of these next few months are just going to fly by. And before we'll know it, we'll be married men doing Two Mates on a Mic as married men.
Yeah.
And it'll just be crazy. And a very, very exciting times to come, though.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the World Cup. I'm actually really, really excited. Like, I feel like that vibe needs to be back in the country again. And yeah, it's gonna be mint. I'm gonna be on the cruise ship for the World Cup final. I worked out the other day. I was like,
wow.
Yeah, gonna be away and things like that. But yeah, I mean, not to turn this into a football podcast, but
no,
England have they got a chance? Do you think?
I think Tuchel's done very well. If I've flipped it on its head a bit with the international friendlies we've just done, because we didn't play well. If I'm being honest, I don't think we played the best that we could have. But I think it showed who shouldn't go rather than who should, as well as who should.
I agree.
Like I know there's a handful of players that were on that pitch that I go, no, you stand no chance of getting on that plane now. If it were me, and I know a lot of people have said that where because I'd take someone like James Garner. I think James Garner has, in these 2 games that we've just had, has played exceptionally well, and that will make Dan really excited to hear.
Yeah, he'll be buzzing. Go on, Garner.
But I think out of everybody, he played really well. I'd take someone like Maguire, because Maguire, actually, he's that leader that you need, and he's good to bring on in the last 20 minutes if you need someone in the box for a set piece. But I think it really has showed who he should take and who he shouldn't take.
In terms of shouldn't take, what about Phil Foden? What's your opinion? No, I'm
not getting on the plane.
Mate. I'm the same.
I think what he does is he tries to find the ball, then do stuff with it too much. And I think that's what he did. And other teams knew that, and they closed him down too much. And I don't think he's had enough game time with City as well to justify taking him. And I think the friendlies showed that.
I agree. I think Phil Foden is a great player, but I think he's a system player. And I think under Pep, if you can get the best out of him, I think he's class. But I just think it's a waste of a space and things like that. And like when you've got someone like James Garner that's really like proved himself, take another one of those deep line players and sacrifice Foden, because you've got Bellingham, you've got Rodgers, you've got Palmer, that I think are all ahead of him anyway. So I'm excited. I think like as much as I think Southgate did a lot of good for like the camp of England and took us to places that we hadn't been. I did think there was a tactical naivety to him, which I think when it came to the big moments, you need those top experienced managers. And with Tuchel, we've got that. And that's effectively what we need. We needed a manager not for the group stages, not for the quarterfinals of the World Cup, not for even the semi-finals even. We needed a manager in a final of a World Cup or Euros, whatever. And I think we've got the guy that's going to get us over the line. So I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling like it would be, wouldn't it be an incredible year? We'd get married and England win the World Cup. It would be sensational.
We'd look back at 2026 and be like, that was the year.
That was an insane year.
Yeah. But
I wanted to do a little bit of, actually, I had a question that came through. So we did our Q&A last week, and I had a question come through from someone called Marianne. And it's a really good question. I went to uni with her years ago. And it's a really, really good question. So I thought it deserved its place in the podcast. So I'm going to ask you this. So you can go to a dinner party with 3 people.
Okay.
One of them is alive right now.
Yeah.
One of them is a fictional character. And one of them is a person that's dead now. So you can bring them back to life. Cool. So 3 people, who do you have and why?
Oof. See, the really lucky thing is, on the car journey yesterday, I did this game with Grace.
Oh my word! Thanks.
That is... But it wasn't the fictional dead alive. It was just who would you invite. So I kind of have an answer.
Go on, I'm in.
It's just a fictional character that I'm just going to try and think of while I'm answering this. But I know the person I'd bring back, and that's Robin Williams.
That is the same for me. I'd go Robin Williams.
Because I just think he'd be an exceptional guest. He'd bring the laughs. It'd just be so funny. I think the person that I'd have there as the other person. Do you know what? I just think it'd be really funny to have what's her name? Ex-Prime Minister, not Liz Truss, the other one.
No, don't bring Liz Truss back, no.
No, not her. Not her. It's...
I don't know why Meryl Streep's in my head, but it's not Meryl Streep.
No, it's not Meryl Streep, but she did the dance into the ABBA song. Why can't I remember her name?
What was her name? Was it the one that ran through the wheat field?
Yes, that one.
Oh, what's her name? How can we not remember her name? This is shocking on the podcast.
It will come back to us, but if you know it, pop it in the comments below. Or
I can't get Meryl Streep out of my head, and I don't know why Meryl Streep's there for some reason.
Anyway, that will come back to me. But her, because I think after a couple of drinks, she'll be hilarious. Like,
that's
I don't know why.
Choice, though.
Yeah, and my fictional character, I know this sounds really silly, but Paddington Bear. And I don't know whether it's because there's so much going on about like the show at the minute.
That's so you don't have to buy food. You can just bring his marmalade sandwiches.
Exactly. But the fact I think that he'd just be so like really interesting to have. And it'd just be nice because he's really friendly, he's really nice. But yeah, that's really going to annoy me
What's her
about
name?
who it is.
Why
Drop
is
it in the comments if you know and if you remember.
Everyone's shouting at their screens right now or shouting at their AirPods, and this is shocking
Yeah.
that we can't remember her name. What was her name? No, what was her
No.
name? It's gone. While you think, get your
I'll
thinking
think
brains
about
and
it.
I'll
You
do
tell
mine.
me yours.
I would also go Robin Williams. I think the
Yeah.
atmosphere he brings to the table, the vibes he brings to the table would be insane. He is just
Yeah.
a beautiful human being as well. So to bring back, I'd bring back Robin Williams. Do you know what? It's hard because when you're doing this as well, you want to try and pick people that aren't your favourites, but would bring a
Yeah.
good vibe to like a party. And I want someone with really good stories. And I know this is crazy, but as a football fan as well, I think Harry Redknapp is just class.
Yeah.
When you watch him on shows, he's so good. And do you know what?
Yeah.
I think another one, actually, the one I will go for, because every time I see him on the Graham Norton show, I just think he's hilarious and his stories are brilliant. Greg Davis.
Oh, yeah.
His stories are hilarious. Like, actually, do you know what? As a comedian, I don't like when he's doing his actual stand-up. I don't think I think he's good, but he's not one of my favourites. But when you put him on a panel show, I think he's just top bill.
Oh,
Like-
I thought of someone that I want to replace because I thought of someone that would be better. So scrap this Prime Minister thing, binning her off. Don't want her there anyway.
So
Can't remember her name. You're not invited. But instead of her, I would like to invite Daisy May Cooper
Oh yeah, she's so good.
because she's so funny. Her and Robin Williams, they'd be just so funny. But yeah. But still, let us know about this Prime Minister.
I still can't remember her name. This is so bad. You need to shout your dad.
Theresa May. It's
Theresa May. That's it.
For God, I'm so sorry to everybody that probably has
Theresa
headphones
May.
in and just
It's
heard me shout
Theresa's name.
Theresa May down the microphone. Oh, jeez.
Theresa May. So Theresa, you're back into the dinner party.
No,
right?
Theresa's gone.
No,
Teresa's out there.
Theresa May.
She had an invite, but she was too busy running around the
I
wheat
couldn't remember her
fields to
name
attend.
for the life of me. I would have still been. It would have still been gone. But now you remember it, you just go, "Oh my word, Theresa May." But yeah, I'd go Greg Davis as alive now, and I'd have Robin Williams. And can you imagine them two together? Oh, it would be sensational. And fictional character. Oh my word. There's a few. Han Solo, I think would be good. Han Solo.
Nice.
I think.
I'm surprised you're not saying anyone from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, do you know what? There's a few, but they're not. I wouldn't say they're necessarily brilliant dinner guests. If I'm being honest, you need someone that brings vibes. Indiana Jones, maybe another one.
Yeah. Got a bit of love for Harrison Ford going on here, mate.
Yeah, I do like a bit of Harrison Ford. You know, yeah, I'm a Harrison Ford fan. I do like a bit of Harrison Ford. Oh gosh, this is a really tricky one because there's so many good films and things like that.
Yeah.
But like you go, any character Jack Black plays is just another one. Dewey Finn would be great.
Dewey would be great, yeah.
But actually, Dewey Finn.
Yeah.
That's it. Dewey
Because he could bring
Finn,
his guitar.
Dewey Finn, Robin Williams, and Greg Davis are. That's
a good three.
That's a good three. That is a great. That's a great three.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. She asked that question. I was like, it deserves its time on the podcast, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I was like, this
And
is that.
I'll tell you what. Let us know what you guys would do. Who three you would invite. So, Des to bring back alive already and a fictional character. Drop them in the comments or let us know over on Instagram or Facebook who you'd invite. 3 dinner guests because we'd love to hear from you on that.
Yes,
I
absolutely. Also, I've got something to address on this podcast. That's something
Mhm.
that I find infuriating. And I
Okay.
just want to bring it up because I want to get your opinion on it. So, this happened to me when we went for a restaurant meal before we went on the cruise. Me and Hazel went for a lovely meal. I'm not going to slander the restaurant's name because it's not just this restaurant, it's a restaurant thing as a whole. So, we sat down. The restaurant was pretty much empty. No one really in there. We're having a date night, me and Hazel. We get sat down at this table, there's opposite sides. I'm like, yeah, cool, perfect. Let's get involved, chat, chat, chat. And then all of a sudden, the next couple comes in. And there's loads of space everywhere else in the room, but we get sat next to this couple. So this couple go and they sit right next to us. So we're pretty much sardines together. So
Yeah.
this is that couple, this is our couple. And they can't talk about what they want to talk about. We can't talk about what we want to talk about because you're literally right next to each other and you don't want to overshadow conversations. There's certain things that you want to just talk about just as you two. But there's this whole restaurant free
Yeah.
of, of, of nowhere else sitting. They could go over there. They could go over there. Why are we positioned next to each other? It infuriates me, Toby. It winds me up.
I can tell.
It
I
does.
can see. For those that aren't watching, you can see the steam coming out of his ears. He's so infuriated.
I don't understand it. Why are we sitting literally like sardines together next to this couple when they could go and have their own space and we could go and have our own space? And again, if this couple are watching on this podcast, it was nothing against you. If you've managed to stumble across it, it's nothing against you. But I don't understand why. So if anyone works in restaurants or catering or
Yeah.
anything like that, why? Why does
Yeah.
this happen? Infuriates me.
I do get it because sometimes you do feel like restaurants just try to cram as many people in as possible. And it's like, and this is nothing against restaurants because sometimes lovely food. But like you said, you can't talk about what you want to talk about because you've got like some random people sat right next to you who you don't know. And you're like, well, I can't have this conversation next to someone who's sat literally like on my lap.
And if it's busy, I'm fine with someone sitting there.
Yeah.
But when there's no one in the restaurant, why does this always happen in every restaurant? I don't get it. It winds me up. It winds me up.
Do you always find though sometimes of restaurants, the ones that have like upstairs seating, and then it's rammed downstairs, like it's really, really busy, and they're either holding people at the door or there's people like really close together, and you know there's a whole section upstairs, but the restaurant still won't open it, and you're like, hang on a second, you've got a whole section upstairs, like what? Why is it so busy when you could open that? I just don't. If you work in hospitality, like
I
I've
need
worked
some
in pubs,
explanation.
we need some sort of explanation for some of the reasons. Maybe it's I don't know, but
You used to
yeah,
work behind the bar, didn't you? You used to work behind the bar, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, so I used to work behind the bar in a few pubs, one in Lincoln, one in Preston. But they were like, come in, take a seat wherever's free. Type ones. It wasn't like, oh, wait here, we'll seat you type things. Yeah.
I think
Interesting one.
should we talk about our old jobs? Because
Yeah?
we used to call them muggled, and as people we used to call them muggle jobs, entertainment.
Yeah.
And most people know us. I mean, you work at a school now, but most people know us from like working in entertainment. Before you get into entertainment, there is a life where you used to do normal jobs, as we call them, or as not people like to call them jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. As people who don't work in entertainment.
What
just
was your
jobs.
first job?
My first job, I worked in a pub as a waiter. I think this was before I went to uni or before I started college. I can't quite remember. But it was sort of like a Christmas temporary job. Sort of like they needed staff over the Christmas period because it was busy. And it lasted for about a month in November. And then when it got to the Christmas period, I think they were like, oh, well, our other pub's shut down and we're giving those people this job, so we don't need you anymore. And I was like, okay. So that was my first job officially.
My
But
question is, Toby,
Yes.
why do you put people next to couples when the whole restaurant... Answer the question, Toby. Don't be so diplomatic. Answer
Give the people
question.
what they want.
Give the people what they want. We all know we're thinking the same thing. Why do you do it? It was you. You started it.
It was me. I was the first one to sardine people in. It all began. Dear, no, I couldn't tell you. But I would say my real official first job, and this is what I class as my first job, because I had it for a while, I had it for long enough to class it as a job. I worked in Sports Direct.
Yes, of course you did. Of course you did.
So I worked in Sports Direct in an outlet shopping centre. I worked there through college, I think. I worked there, I can't remember. It was so long ago. But yeah, I used to work in Sports Direct selling shoes. So that was my first job before moving to uni and then being like, I'm going to enjoy uni life. So
yeah, that's mental. I used to sell shoes as well. That was my first job. Yeah. I volunteered so my first, I don't really class it my first job because it was one. Basically, when I was 14, my mum was like, right, you need to go to work. I was like, 14? I'm 14. Yeah. Yes, but when I was back in the day, I used to work.
Oh my God,
It was all this. It was like, times had changed. No, you need to go and learn how to work. My dad used to say the same thing. Well, I was in work at 14, 15. All right, okay, fine. Because I remember this, I used to go around my dad's every Saturday.
Yeah.
And like he got to I used to go and play football in the morning, and he'd go around his on a Saturday because obviously my parents split up.
Yeah.
And when it got to 15, I used to enjoy going around Dad's. Used to go and chill, watch a soccer Saturday, watch the prime football all day, chill, go swimming, whatever. And then I got to 15, and my dad was like, "Right, you're not coming around here anymore on a Saturday. Why? You need to go and get a job." I don't want to get a job yet. I'm 15. I want to enjoy my life. I come around here.
Yeah.
You got to go and get work. Off you go. And I remember my dad literally took me in his car, and he was like, right, you're going to go into every shop and you're going to ask for a job. So Dad, I'm 15. No, you're going to go into every single shop and ask if they've got a job. I was like, what? So he dropped me off in town. There's no lie. So dropped me off in town, and it was like, right, I'll pick you up in 2 hours. You've got to go around every single shop and ask them if they got a job. It's just a Saturday or a Sunday job, whatever. I was like, what? Fine. Waddled into all these shops. Excuse me, do you have any jobs going? No. Okay. Excuse me, do you have any jobs going? I used to be like, what skills can you offer? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just here because my dad told me I had to come and ask for a job. Okay.
Oh,
I remember walking into to a hairdresser's. No idea what I was doing. I was like, but he told me every single place I had to go. Waddled in. Can I have a job? Can you cut hair? No.
No.
Okay, unfortunately, can't have you for this job. Right, cool, fine, washed out. But again, the whole day, nothing. So I came back and he was like, right, have you got a job? No. And I was like, but Dad, there's nothing I can do. I'm 15 years old. I've literally just turned 15. A week ago I was 14. But I remember one night, my mum used to, we went to church, and there was this Christian bookshop and cafe that was run. And they were like, oh, we'll have David for a couple of hours after school on a Monday. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. But I'm telling you right now, when everyone's going home and going back and kicking their shoes off and playing FIFA, the fact that I had to get off in town on the way back home to go and do 2 hours was like, it was painful. It was like, right, I'm off, see ya. Into the shop I go, and I used to sell books and things like that. And you can imagine a poor 14-year-old boy, literally at this point going, and they were like, what jobs can you do? Well, I don't really know. I'll ski. And then people come up to you and go, can you recommend this book? No.
Sorry.
But yeah, but my first official job was selling shoes as well. I worked in Jones Bootmaker.
Oh, nice.
Posh job.
That posh.
It was right on the town centre, and there was always there was a window that looked out onto the street. And if you were in there, I'd stand there, and if it was quiet, you'd stand there and you'd potter around. But the worst thing was, like, in the summer, and I'm very grateful because I earn a lot of money and I pay for my driving lessons through that as well. And it was great. But the worst thing was, in the summer, you'd get your mates that wander past and they bang on the window and go, "Way, look, we're out having a good time in the sun," and you're in the shop going, "Oh, I'm working. I want to be out in the sun." But I wouldn't have passed my driving test if I didn't have all those lessons. So yes, Mum, thank you.
Yeah. No, I do think you get to a certain age, don't you? And once you get to a certain age, your parents are definitely like, now you must go and live your life. You must get a job. You must do this. And it's just a flick of a switch, isn't it? It's like, hang on a second. I was feet up watching telly 5 minutes ago. All of a sudden, you must work.
Yeah, it's so true.
It is true.
My dad is the biggest advocate for it. Always.
Honestly.
Go and work.
But yeah, honestly. Oh, but no, we've done lots of jobs, me and you, over time, haven't we? There's done lots of different things.
I did pub work. I wasn't a big. I respect people in pubs so much, and like bars and things like that, because I can't barely hear what I'm ordering over the bar when I was younger, let alone how they heard it and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't think people that work in pubs do hear. I think they just hear Coke and they go, let's just shove whatever we can and put it in Coke, and they'll be happy.
It's clubs that I don't understand how people can hear, like, because I feel like people who work in clubs, they lean over the bar so much and they go, "What is it you're having again?" And I'm like, how you can hear people, let alone the loudness of the music, but how intoxicated those people must be, probably going, and you're like, "Oh yes, that's what you're ordering." No idea. But no, I enjoyed working where I worked in pubs, to be fair. It was nice, chill, like...
was it social, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, because it was where I worked. The one I worked at in Preston was literally on the university campus. It wasn't part of the uni, but it was on the campus. You had obviously like the regulars and stuff like that, but you had a lot of students. There were a lot of student themed nights, like quizzes and things like that. But I remember they had like an upstairs section that had like a mini bar attached to it. And I'd work up there sometimes, and there'd be people coming for like Eurovision party nights or like NFL nights, and I'd work on them, and I'd be like, right, this is fun. And I can remember distinctly one guy. I hate when people give you sarcastic answers, and you're there working at like 12:30 in the morning, and you're like, "Oh, what can I get you?" And they go, "I'll have this," and then you ask them another question. For example, there's this. I remember distinctly this bloke coming up to the bar and going, can I have a bottle of Recorderlig, please? And I was like, "Yeah, of course you can." I was like, "Would you like a glass with that?" And his answer, literally, I was so like, "What is he saying?" His answer to me going, "Would you like a glass with that?" He went, "Well, it's in glass, so I think I'll be all right." I went, "No."
It's a great answer, to be fair.
It is a class answer. But I remember after my shift messaging my mate who worked in another pub, and I went, "You'll never guess what this bloke said to me." But like when you're there and you've been working all evening, and the last thing you want is a sarcastic answer from somebody, I was literally like, "Ugh." But no,
it's
honestly,
a great answer, to be fair.
it is a class. To be fair, it's something I do now.
The answer.
But yeah, just a quick one as well. On a different topic. This is on April Fool's Day. Did you get any? Did you get April Fool's by anything, or were you quite safe?
I did get April Fool's.
Did you?
So basically, this is from my mate Gillum, who pulled a blinder. To be fair, it was the social club up where we live, Southwater.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful in there. I love it, and it's cheap and just cheerful.
Yeah.
Darts, pool, the lot. Football on the screen. They're free. If literally, sometimes you go into pubs and they'll just be they'll play the most important game. They put 3 screens up and they put every single team that's playing.
Nice.
So like if Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool are playing, they'll have them all, and it's great. And and I will full respect it. So he ChatGPT'd, and this is where ChatGPT is amazing.
So good.
ChatGPT'd and asked them to literally be like, can you just make a statement that Southwater Social Club are leaving or closing down? And he put in the group chat, he was like, can you believe this has happened? Look. And it was a whole statement. And it was so long. And I was going, what? I was like, Hazel, I was like, Hazel, Southwater's closing. She was like, what? I was like, Southwater Social Club's closing. What are we going to... Oh. April Fools. It was so frustrating. Because you wake up every single April Fools going, I'm not going to get fools. And there will always be something. Always be something.
Yeah, well, for those listening and watching, we did a little April Fools, didn't we, David?
Yeah.
So we put out that we were rebranding the podcast to One Mate and Awkward Silence, and I can now confirm we had someone fall for it.
Did we? What do you mean?
We did.
Who fell for it?
My dad.
Oh. Phil.
He messaged me that afternoon and went, why are you stopping the podcast? And my response was, read the post. And he went, what do you mean? I went, just read the post. And then I sent him a little GIF that said April Fools, and he was like, it's past 12 o'clock, it doesn't count. But he fell for it.
So went, your mate is horrible. You should strip him of best man duties. How could he kick you off the podcast?
No, his message was literally just like, why are you stopping doing it? And I was like, that is top quality. But no, to be fair, apart from us doing one, I didn't really get stung by anything this year, which was...
No, I did.
I'm very wary on April 1st now.
I just forget when April 1st is, because I always think, I never know what months of... unless I do the months of the song where you go, 30 days, September, April, June.
Yeah.
I haven't got a clue what month, unless February. I know February's 28. The rest of them, it's a lottery. Have we got 31 days? Have we got 30? Who knows? We'll see.
Who knows?
I never know when April 1st is, so like it'll be 30th of something. I'll be like, oh, whatever. It's going to be... And it's suddenly April. You're, oh, my word. And, but... Yeah, I didn't get fooled for much this year. Although I did actually, speaking of your dad, actually, and this isn't a shout out to Phil, but I did, because I always wonder, when it comes to social media, like, you get your dad responses, don't you? Your grown-up responses, like, and I think the most response that you get as a grown-up, and you go, that is the most parent response on social media is...
I was going to say, a thumbs up is, a thumbs up.
That is the most social media response from parents.
Yeah, it's when you message them this massive long paragraph going, oh, this has happened, 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 blah, 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 blah. And then all you get back is thumbs up. And you're like...
yeah.
I could have said anything in that long message.
I do it to my mum all the time, and it's just literally thumbs up reply.
Yeah.
Mum. And I'm like, I don't know whether sometimes they've accidentally just, whoops. Hit that button. No.
Yeah.
And they think they've replied, but they haven't. I think they think the thumbs up is an AI version of, yes, thank you for that message, we appreciate it.
So reading underneath the thumbs up is like, is that a thumbs up? Yes, okay, or I've received your message and will respond in due course.
It was...
I'm like, what is the thumbs up?
That was the worst thing, because like I always wonder when we're going to get to that point in our lives as people. But I don't know whether because we've grown up with social media conversationally, whether we'll become that. But like as an older generation, I'll call them. I always because the worst thing was like was where you'd get my mum always used to do this, and it would be full stops at the end of messages. It would be it would be so like it'd be, where are you? And you'd be like, I said I was home at 6, Mum. And then it would be like, see you soon, like full stop. You'd be like,
yeah,
I'm in trouble here. And you'd walk in and be like, oh my gosh, I'm in so much trouble here. And you walk in and be like, okay, yeah, fine, how was your day? Why are you so serious over message?
Honestly, and that's where I thought messages are so odd, because I think we all read into them so much more than they're actually
Yeah.
Like there'll be messages, and I'll read them, and I'll be like, this might be just saying something about me, and I'll go, oh my goodness, I've completely done something here. Like something is wrong, and then I'll speak to the person. I'll be like, is everything all right? And they're like, yeah, all good.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, or you'll receive a message and you'll think it's great, and then you ring them or speak to them, and they go, "Oh, I was so annoyed with you the other day." I was like, "That didn't come across like that."
So I always think when we're gonna get to that point in our life when I send my first thumbs up message is gonna be a big moment in life.
I tell you what our generation are, and I'll put this out there now. Our generation, David, are the voice noters.
Oh,
we are
yes.
the voice noters. We
do
love
you know
a
what?
voice note.
I do love a voice note.
We love a voice note. And
Within reason. There's times
how
when
long do you think a voice note should be?
I think a voice note should be. It depends on the situation, because sometimes I feel I will speak a whole podcast into a voice note. I sent one to my mate Joe the other day. We were chatting about something, I don't know. It was something just about life in general. Yeah. And I was just chat. I looked down, 7 minutes I was chatting for. And I sent afterwards, I was like, sorry, Joe, that's illegal. You shouldn't have 7 minutes.
See, if it's longer than potentially like 2 minutes, or maybe even a minute and a half, that can be a text or a phone call. Like it could be a phone call. I personally, but I love a voice note. I love a little.
Voice notes are good for detail.
Yeah.
But if you're just chatting about, we'll meet at 6, there's no need for a voice note.
There's no need. If it's less than 10 seconds, that's a message. If it's 30 seconds or longer, I get it. I think.
It's so good now because you could just hear people like to the ear now, and like you just go, oh, they've got a voice note. But it's great because I'm going to admit, I when I go out for walks, I chat to myself. I love a chat to myself. I will chat out loud and blah, 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 and chat. And I love it. I have a great time chatting to myself. Solve half my life problems chatting to myself. The best thing is now is that when people used to see you doing it, people think you're crazy and they go, yeah, it's a crazy man. But now when I see people coming in the distance and like, or you see someone that you know when you walk past and you chat, and then someone's like putting something in the boot of their car and they go, like chatting to himself. The best thing to do now is to just go, and so that's why I did this and that. And then they go, he's on a voice note. He's on a call. It saves you from people thinking you're crazy.
Yeah. Also, it sounds really bad. You know, you get those people at shops that are stood outside of shops and they're trying to sell you like Sky Broadband, or they're trying to sell you this for like 3 months of something. And you walk into a shop and you see them and you're like, right, and they're talking to someone and you're like, when I leave, I'm going to get spoken to, and I know I'm going to get spoken to.
Yeah.
Because I've done this before when they're trying to sell something and I literally walk out of a shop, I stop, I get my phone out, put it up to my ear and go, so I'm just about to leave and I'll be home in about 15 minutes, and you just keep walking and they see you're on the phone and go, oh yeah, we won't talk to them.
Or the AirPods now, say all that
put
now.
Your headphones in, head down, phone out,
and run.
It's a great
and go, run.
And go, get out of there. But yeah, voice notes, I think 30 seconds to a minute but I love a voice note.
I do
love voice notes.
I'll happily talk for ages. I don't care. People can listen to my beautiful voice.
That is our generation's thumbs up, is a voice note. But didn't realise this. Final thing from me. You can do video voice notes on WhatsApp. You can hold your camera down.
Video note now.
Video note yourself. So that's the expansion. So
video note's too far. All you need to
video, voice note all the way. Love a voice note.
But actually, I think we'll leave it there for the podcast this week. Been brilliant fun. We've chatted loads of. Toby messaged me and went, "What should we do this week?" And I went, "Let's just chat." And we've chatted for 49 minutes, and we're getting better at not chatting before too much on the podcast, because we end up chatting before for about 10 minutes, and then going, "I could have said all this on the podcast." So what I do now to Toby is we chat about how we are, what's going on, and then we quickly just click record as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
before we go, we haven't got a podcast next week because we're going to do Toby's Mates on the Move.
Yeah.
So we're going to see where Toby ends up. I'm going to set Toby some challenges throughout that as well, wherever he goes, and he's got to complete those tasks. And if he does, good on you, mate. And actually, before we go, Toby, we did have an announcement video about some things coming to the podcast very, very soon.
Yes, we do. I'm not wearing it today because I'm not going to lie, it was such a rush to leave to come up to my mum and dad's. But we have T-shirts. Me and David are branded now. So obviously I tagged the clothing company we use called Yazoo Clothing. They are, honestly, the quality of the T-shirts, the quality of the print is excellent. We're going to use those on future pods. That, you know, we'll decide when and where we want to use them on the podcast. Mates on the Move will definitely be wearing them. And then, yeah, hopefully we can, if people like it and it works really well, I have some more little ideas just to branch out a bit more and things like that. But if there's any good thing you guys would like or think, that would be really cool for them to do, let us know, because we're always up for hearing what you guys think and how you guys feel we can expand. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the podcast as much as we're enjoying doing it. We have lots of things in store. We'll keep doing this, even if we get no listeners one week, because we love doing it and it's a way to catch up. So if you're watching or listening, great. If give us, like I said, give us a subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, follow us on Spotify and all of the socials. Don't forget that star rating, because didn't realise this. You can do a star rating on Spotify.
Beautiful.
So give us that. Go back. All of the links are in our bios on our social medias. But yeah, hopefully the shirt will make an appearance on the Mate on a Move next week. So that'll be the first appearance. Both be in them
when we do our podcast together when I return off.
Yes.
Yes. But yes, it's been brilliant, Toby. Thank you very much for, again, another brilliant week. Have a good rest of your half term, mate. You deserve it, mate.
We'll do. And have safe travels for the rest of your cruise. Hope the shows go well. No doubt I'll speak to you in the week. But safe trip, mate. And say hello to the rest of the Animal Guys for me.
Will do, buddy. Lots of love to you. Don't forget to hit subscribe once again, and we will see you. Well, Toby will see you on Mates on the Move, but we'll see you for the next podcast in a couple of weeks' time. Take it easy, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.